Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Anna. I'm a little bit spooky, and today we are doing a speed review product update situation, going through all the things that I've been trying out lately. Stuff that was featured as like a first impression or just in a video, but I didn't give you a firm opinion on it yet, or just some things that I've continued to play with, and if my opinion has evolved or been confirmed, whatever, we're just going to talk about it here. And surprisingly today is all makeup except for one thing. Usually I have a whole mix of hair care, makeup, and everything else in the video. Anyways, if you're interested in this video, go ahead and keep on watching. But before you do, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know down below your thoughts on any of these items that we'll talk about today. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into the product update speed review situation. I'm going to start with the skincare first because it's just one thing and we're going to get it out of the way. I have been testing out the Dr. Barbara Sturm Anti-Aging Night Cream, the Super Anti-Aging Night Cream. I've been having this in my nighttime routine for about 4 months now. Beautiful cream. Absolutely beautiful cream. It is very hydrating, lightweight, yet incredibly nourishing. Soaks right into the skin. It is a very, very nice product. And talk about how the softest skin when you wake up in the morning and smooth feeling. It does some good stuff. It is made with polyglutamic acid. No clue if I'm saying that right. I'll have it on the screen. Which is meant to plump out fine lines and wrinkles and support the skin barrier, which is fantastic. To me, this is a really good moisturizer to use in conjunction with actives. It has purslane, which is an antioxidant. It has nanopeptide 1, which I believe is derived from avocado, and that's meant to protect the skin and support circulation. Great ingredients, beautiful cream, fantastic stuff, but it does cost $395. Here's the thing. As much as I love this cream, and I love Dr. Barbara Sturm, I think she makes beautiful products. Looking at the ingredients and the cost of this particular cream, I think you could probably find one much more affordably that's going to protect the skin barrier, or support skin barrier, help with fine lines and wrinkles, and do all the things that this one claims to do. But I really do think that this is a rather dupeable skincare item. It's nourishing, it's great, my skin loves it, but it's not to me the most unique thing from her range that is the most groundbreaking. But this one is a great one to use in conjunction with actives. Like if you are using a retinol treatment, this one's going to be very nourishing and hydrating, something great to pair with that. Or if you use like, any kind of chemical exfoliant, this one's going to be the perfect companion to something like that. But I think you can get something pretty comparable at a much more affordable price point. That being said, Dr. Barbara Sturm is a luxury skincare brand. It is very clinical, but I think just with the callouts from this particular moisturizer, I think I've used other ones that are from much more affordable price points. They've basically done the same thing for my skin. Hydrated it, made it feel smooth, plumped it, all those things. You could definitely get that from any brand. You do not have to spend $400 to get that same benefit. So I just want to throw that out there, that you do not need to spend that much money on quality skincare. But if this is in your budget and you do enjoy some luxury clinical skincare, this would be a great one to look at, especially if you use a lot of actives, because this one is a very nourishing, loving product on the skin. All right, now let's talk about the makeup, the fun stuff here. First thing I want to talk about is the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude. My opinion on this has not changed since my first video, my first impressions. I'm in love with it. This is one of the best palettes I've used of the year so far. It's just such a wonderful everyday palette that you can do so much with. You can do some really beautiful glam looks with this palette and get some very elevated, like pretty sultry looks within here, because you have that one beautiful, really deep shade. Everything's gonna lean a little bit more onto the cooler, neutral side, a little bit of rosiness, which is just beautiful. But what really stands out in this palette to me, not only just the color story, is the shimmers within here, are the metallics, wet sheen shades. They have a particular name that I can't remember off the top of my head. But the metallic shimmery shades have something so magical about the formula, and they are truly easy to use. You don't get a ton of fallout or anything like that. The shade sheen, just it, all over the lid is one of the most beautiful things. Absolutely stunning. I actually have a little quick get ready with me using just this and like a couple of the other shades and doing this very, very soft, almost like wet, glossy eye look that was so simple and easy to create and just still had an impact and made a little statement. I love it. Everything about this palette makes me happy. There's something about this palette that just really is like very comforting to me, and it has become my daily go-to palette, and it's still kind of a go-to for some glam looks as well. I can't get enough of it. The quality here is A+, 10 out of 10. I don't think, if you like this color story, you're not going to be disappointed in the palette. The quality of this palette is what truly makes it really stand out, and the uniqueness of the shades. They're not your everyday just shimmers. There's something very elegant about the performance and the way they look on the lid that makes it stand out and feel special. And next is Pretty Grunge. I'm still in love with this one as well. I got these around the same time, or I think in the same order, in fact. This one is the wilder, more heavy metal version of I Need a Nude. Like, you have some nudie shades in here. You've got some beautiful mattes. You can actually create some really pretty soft looks with this palette and matte looks. And then you have the most gorgeous shimmers in here that are a couple of them are a little more finicky. They're a little more unique. You have a very kind of a bit more flaky shade, a little more texture going on with these, and some really, really cool nuances as well. I've done quite a few looks with this palette on the channel, so I'll try to link a couple of them. And yeah, the mattes in here are just stunning. You have some primarily more warm, neutral leaning ones over here that are gorgeous. You have a really pretty peachy rose type of color. I love this one. I really enjoy these shades. They're very easy to use, kind of go-to type daily shades. And then you have some gorgeous, more warm mauve leaning into a rosiness over here, and that can also veer into a bit of a coolness. Very cool palette. I think it's a beautiful progression from the Empowerment palette last year. It's stunning. I am so, so happy that I purchased it, because this was definitely one that I really went back and forth on getting, because it's like, do I need it if I'm getting the I Need a Nude palette? Is there overlap between the two? Because just at a glance, it seems like there is. But when you get them in your hands or go look at them in store, they're miles apart, honestly. And there's so many differences within them. And that means the performance on Pretty Grunge is stellar. It is even better than Empowerment, and I love Empowerment. And yeah, I'm also looking forward to her little cream palettes. I'm interested to see how those work out. Bare Minerals. Bare Minerals is a brand that I have not really dived into a whole lot. I don't know, they just never seemed that exciting. They never really caught my eye too often. And especially powder foundation, which is not something I like at all. I 9 times out of 10 have really disliked powder foundation, despite being slightly oilier on the oilier side. I feel like powder foundations always just looked very heavy and kind of chalky, and like they sucked the life out of my face. And I'm not a fan of like a super matte finish either. So like they never hit the sweet spot for me. They either looked way too matte or somehow way too oily. I never could get one that really, you know, was the one. And I've tried a lot of powder foundation in my 37 years of being on this planet. And how much of that has been doing makeup? About 20 years of playing in makeup. I started early, and powder foundations was one of the things that my mom would buy me when I was younger to use. Never found one that really suited me. That being said, I never tried the ones from Bare Minerals. And Bare Minerals sent me this one. This is their Bare Pro 16-Hour Skin Perfecting Powder Foundation. This right here, I have it in Fair Light, or yeah, Fair Neutral. This is one of the most beautiful products I have ever put on my skin. This has beat out every liquid foundation in my collection. It is the most beautiful thing. It floats over fine lines. It doesn't crease. It just looks so flawless, yet not flat matte either. It looks creamy on the skin. It just looks heavenly. Beautiful wear time, so easy to touch up and bring with you on the go. Like, there's not a downside to this product. This has to be one of the best complexion products I've ever used. The coverage level is super adjustable. You can go full coverage, you can go light coverage. You can make it cover everything. It is just amazing. You can apply it with a brush, with a softer brush for lighter application, a denser brush for more coverage, the powder puff that comes with, or sponge to get full on coverage. I have never loved a complexion product as much as I have this one. This is truly the sweet spot for me of all complexion products. This does what I have wanted every other foundation I've tried to do, and it's a powder foundation of all things. I never in a million years thought a powder foundation would be the end all be all for me, but this has immediately skyrocketed to holy grail status. Next is another foundation from a brand called Misha. This is a K-Beauty brand, and this is the Misha Glow Layering Foundation, and this is a cushion foundation, obviously. And as much as I said I raved about the Bare Minerals one, I also really enjoy this product. This is a beautiful, super glowy glass skin effect type of foundation. Pretty decent wear time. They only have 3 shades, and those 3 shades I think I could wear. I think I could wear all 3, and you probably couldn't tell the difference. That being said, it does give this beautiful glass skin effect, kind of I would say light to light, very light medium coverage. It really looks pretty on the skin. It doesn't really emphasize texture or anything like that. You get decent wear time. It's a very pretty product. It's a really nice, just kind of go to throw it on type of foundation, and I really enjoy that about it. I love the packaging. And one of the benefits of this particular foundation is that it's infused with a ton of really good skincare. And yeah, so you're getting some multi-benefits from this one, and it's very easy to use. It shears out beautifully. You can build it up to get a bit of coverage from it. It's really, really nice, and just the ease of application I like. It's great for travel because it is a little compact. All right, let's talk about blushes, because I have 3 blushes that I want to talk to you about. 2 are from MAC. This is another oldie but a goodie product that has been on the market forever. These are the MAC Mineralized Skin Finishes, and I have Happy Go Rosy and Warm Soul. Warm Soul is a classic, obviously, but Happy Go Rosy is such a pretty pink flush to the skin. It gives that cold girl look. Really, really nice if you like more of a cool toned pinky blush. Really pretty on the skin. It has a slight sheen to it. Doesn't emphasize texture or anything. Just an all around pretty blush. Really nice formula. And Warm Soul, which is the number 1 of these 2. This is a gorgeous, warm, really warm peachy tone blush that is also very soft and kind of nude looking at the same time. It's kind of sheer. This is the I want a glowy blush, but I don't want a glowy blush type of product. It's very, very light in pigmentation, but it is so pretty on the skin. It gives a lit from within, just subtle warmth to the cheeks, and it has a very, very slight sheen to it. It is so pretty. I love a good baked blush, and these are phenomenal. There's a reason that these are legendary products. And next, from Bobbi Brown, another brand that I've been kind of investigating lately. This is the Pot Rouge for lips and cheeks in Pink Flame. This is such a pretty product. This is very much a classic cream blush formula. You know, it's kind of it's vaguely balmy, whereas it will wear really well on your lips and not feel dry, but it doesn't get sticky on the cheeks either. And it gives just a very beautiful glow. It's very similar to if you've used the cream blushes from like Patrick Ta. It's a pretty similar formula to that. Looks so pretty on the cheeks. This is a lovely shade. It is a truly like warm pink with a hint of like a peachiness in there. So wearable and super pigmented. Like, I have to use a very light hand with this one. It packs a punch, and that is fantastic because that means so many people can use this one. and it shears out so beautifully onto the face and doesn't leave any greasiness, even though initially it feels like it's gonna. And it looks beautiful on the cheeks, the eyes, everywhere. It is really a really pretty blush, and so happy to have gotten to try this out because I really enjoy the shade, and it's not a shade that I would have normally gravitated towards. I don't look at a shade like this and think, oh, I need that, because I immediately just think it's gonna look like hot pink on my cheeks. And I was a little nervous about it. But no, it looks beautiful because it has that little bit of warmth in it. And a very universally flattering shade. That is a blush that anyone could use of any skin tone. I think it would look gorgeous. I've seen it built up on deeper skin tones in the swatches, which you barely would have to build it up because it's so pigmented, and it looks amazing. It's one of the few shades that I would call like universally flattering. I can't see that looking bad on anyone. And now we have some lip products to talk about. First is the e.l.f. O-Face lipsticks. This is the shade No Doubt. Clearly a NARS dupe. I mean, down to the soft touch packaging and the magnetic lid. Very, very luxe feeling, like super luxurious packaging here. Actually, I don't think NARS lipsticks are soft touch though, but this is a NARS lipstick next to it. And I mean, you could tell what they were going for. I think e.l.f. originally was one of the first brands to dupe NARS way back in the day with the Laguna cream bronzer and blush duo. That was back when e.l.f. was still like $1. Very, very long time ago. They were duping NARS back then, and then kind of duping Smashbox. They were sneaky with their dupes though. Back then, they didn't really advertise that they were duping like now. They're like clearly a dupey brand. But back then it wasn't like that. It was a little more sneaky with it. But they were definitely trying to dupe like NARS and Make It Forever and Smashbox back in the day. They weren't so overt about it. O-Face lipstick, beautiful. I'm wearing it today with MAC Cork. And this is a wonderful, very light, warm nude shade. Like warm, peachy, pale nude shade. Like it doesn't have a whole lot of color to it. It has a little bit of warmth. It's very easy to use. It's a very easy shade to wear, especially with a deeper lip liner. I think it looks beautiful. Yeah, I really like this color for when I need something very toned down on the lips, because I have like a lot going on in the eyes today, clearly. I mean, so having a little more toned down lips is really, really nice. And this is beautiful in conjunction with a deeper lip liner, especially something like MAC Cork, something with that warmer undertone, like a warm brown. Very pretty. These are a very comfortable formula. They're not sticky. They feel like a, traditional satin lipstick. I don't find them to be particularly matte or anything like that. Like they're very traditional lipstick formula. Actually, they feel pretty similar to the NARS ones, to be honest with you. I think they're called the Audacious lipsticks that NARS has. Very similar. They're very thin, but very pigmented. And they're pretty. It's a pretty lipstick. Speaking of lipsticks that are affordable, I have jumped on the Revlon Super Lustrous train to the point of it being a problem. Do you see? I have 7 of these now. And I freaking love them. They're so good. These are a beautiful, just traditional old school lipstick formula that you can get for around $5 at Walmart. Sometimes cheaper, sometimes more. Depends where you buy it. At Walgreens, they can go up to like $12, I think, in Ulta. But you can also get them on sale. You can get them on Amazon. There's 80-something shades in the range to choose from. I can't remember the exact number, but it was like an insane amount. There's literally a shade for everyone. At least one shade. And the bulk of them you can buy from Walmart and get them for the $6, I think it is, price point. I can't complain. If you love a traditional kind of satin lipstick, cream finish, these are the way to go. And they also have a, what's the other finish? A pearl finish as well. And the pearl finish is actually beautiful. I know you hear pearl, you think, oh, early 90s, late 80s, frosty lips. No, these are actually a very refined looking lipstick that just looks like you have kind of a nice gloss on over top. And you know, I don't mind a little bit of a frosty lip. Absolutely beautiful shades. They have some of the best brown lipsticks, 90s looking shades, out of any brand, because they were the brand then making them. They have shades that date back since the beginning of Revlon that you can still buy. I believe one was like Cherries in the Snow. Super old shades, been around forever. They've never discontinued it. I love that about the brand. And they're always coming out with new shades too, which is so cool that they've kept this line relevant in its color story while still having those older shades that are classics. I'm so glad they're getting the hype that they deserve after all these years, because they are fantastic lipsticks and have been overlooked for so long. And for the most part, depending where you buy it, they're very affordable and they feel very luxurious. Like if you put a blindfold on me, handed me a Chanel lipstick and handed me one of those, I wouldn't be able to tell you the difference on the lips. They truly feel like very high-end, luxurious lipsticks, and the packaging itself is actually quite nice. And all right, got a couple of glosses here I want to mention. The Fruit Fetish gloss from Milani. This is in Cocoa Cacao. This is one of the most beautiful glosses at the drugstore. This is more of a lip oil situation, but oh, this is beautiful on the lips. It is so comfortable. It's not sticky, yet it still feels thick, like a gloss, but without the stickiness. It's nourishing, it's hydrating, it feels so good. And it really doesn't matter what shade you get. They're all pretty sheer and don't really have a lot of color to them. They have a little bit of a tropical scent to them, almost pina colada-ish. Very similar to the lifter glosses. It's got the big wand as well. And they feel amazing to apply. Like you just want to sit there and just do this over and over because it feels so good on the lips. I love these so much more than the lifter glosses. I didn't think much was going to top those, but these are good. These are real good. And they got some pretty shades, but they're all really sheer, so it doesn't really matter what shade you go for. So I'm going to put a little bit of this on. Yeah, they feel nourishing and rich on the lips without any stringiness or stickiness or downsides of a gloss, because it has that little bit more of an oil in it. It feels like heaven on the lips. Like your lips just feel smooth and hydrated and plumped. And I like to put them on almost in place of a lip balm. That's how lovely they feel. And they just make your lips look amazing too. And hydrated and full and kind of line smoothing. Really, really fantastic lip oil. And very similarly in feel on the lips is the Bobbi Brown Crushed Oil Infused Gloss. Very similar feel when you apply it, and a really lovely, lovely gloss. I think these have been on the market for a while. I have this in the shade Free Spirit, which is a really pretty, just peachy shade. It's not super crazy pigmented, but it does have a little bit of color to it. So you can wear it on its own and get a bit of a shade from that, a little bit of color from it. One of those very universally flattering type of colors as well. And yeah, again, same type of formula, not sticky or anything like that. Wears really well, looks beautiful on the lips. Very similar to the Milani in feel. And I do believe these have like some hydrating oils in them as well. So these are pretty comparable in formula. However, one is going to cost quite a bit more, has a little more pigmentation, and no flavor or scent, I don't believe. Double check that. Yeah, completely unflavored, unscented. Whereas with the Milani Fruit Fetish, you're getting a little bit of fragrance, a little bit of a sweet coconutty flavor, tropical flavor. Barely any pigmentation from it, but a luxurious feel on the lips with the doe foot and formula. So either way you went on this, they're both fantastic glosses that are so, so comfortable. And that is all for my little speed reviews. That was mostly makeup today, which is a rare occasion. I'm trying to not cover as many products in one video so they're not 40 minutes long, and we can make this a little bit more bite-sized and concise. But I'm a rambler, and I will sit here and talk about one product for 10 minutes because I'm sitting here telling you every little nuance about the thing that nobody cares about but me. I just want to inform you guys what's out there. But anyway, Let me know if you've tried any of these products down below and what you think of them. And yeah, if you have questions about this makeup look that is on my face, because you probably do, because it's something, you know, it's a choice, and a choice that I am very proud of, mind you, and I love it. But it is definitely a statement, if you will. This look will be linked. I did do a video. It was just a makeup playtime kind of thing, and I just wanted to be creative. So yeah, all right. That is all for today. I will see you in the next one. Stay safe, stay spooky. Bye.